Last week, I uploaded a video called Why Did You Need to Post That? In the video, I noticed some people completely missed the point. Look, whatever opinion you have about Middle Eastern conflict, I'm not here to argue a point with anyone about it. Whatever side or belief you have towards it, that's your personal belief. However, my point was, which some people miss, I can see from the comments, if you decide to share your personal beliefs about something online, don't be mad when people either get offended or somebody wants to argue with you about it. I specifically mentioned this detail because if you didn't watch the video, just a quick summary, somebody who is in my friend group went on his Facebook and decided to post something that I can't repeat completely, otherwise YouTube will flag me. But it went something like Jews and Christians if they did this, but if a Muslim did it, and yada yada. It was very anti-Israel, anti-Christian, anti-everything. But the post was very pro-Islam. Now, okay, if you're Muslim, do you, bro? Rather, his name is Arabic and his physical attributes show he is definitely from the Middle East, rather directly from Pakistan. That's not the problem. Unfortunately, this guy, he decided to post that stuff knowing that our friend group has Jews and Christians inside of it. It's like 50-50. Half of my friends are Jewish and the other half are either Christian or Catholic. So we're your friends. You're a Muslim. And you decided to post something that was against Jewish people and Christians and Catholics. Because he did this, my friends are not very happy about it. And then the whole drama went on. That's exactly what that video was about. I'll leave it in the description if I'm not lazy. So as an update, right? Because it's been a while since that happened, just like a week or so. My friend group basically didn't, I don't know, they don't really rock with this guy anymore. Here's what happened after the video. I got a phone call from one of my friends. And y'all are going to find this hilarious. He's like, yo, Aku, I just spoke to him. It's like, it's really difficult to speak with him. Even his boss is upset with him right now. Can we have a group call? I need some help handling this out, Aku. Please, let's have a group call. And I said, all right, sure. Let's talk to him. Now listen to this. We get on the group call and I say to him, basically, hey, as a friend, I feel like there are some issues where you are finding yourself in a compromising position. A lot of people in our friend group are not very happy with your behavior. I'm also aware that your boss is also not happy with you. I'm just saying, as a friend, I'm worried about you. So once I say that, he goes on a long tirade on the phone. And I remember his exact arguments. So he's like, yo, you know, my boss is mad at me because I don't want to clean up the food before we close because sometimes customers come in too late. And I said, I understand your point. But if your boss tells you to clean up food before you guys close, you have to listen to your boss. He's your authority. You know what he said in response? This guy said, listen, the only authority over me is Allah. Nobody has authority over me on this planet. So I'm thinking to myself, dude, look, I'm all for the Allah-ness. But bro, if you have a job and decide to not listen to your boss because Allah is your only authority, what kind of life is this, bro? Do you listen to anybody? How do you even have a job? And that exact question is what kept popping into my head throughout this conversation. So let me keep going, right? And you'll understand why I kept thinking, does this guy listen to anybody? So I'm telling him, yo, if you have a job, it's a team effort, right? Your boss, for anyone who works in the food industry watching the video, you know it's a team effort, right? So your boss is the one who manages you. If he tells you to throw away food, throw it away. He says, no, Aku, my boss doesn't understand. This is another reason why I don't want to clean up the food. If I throw away food, I have to answer to Allah for that. Oh my God. Okay. Another reason why he can't work apparently, because Allah. All right, bro. But that's not it. He continued to go on a rant about the food at his job. And he says, listen, Aku, my boss, the catering, it's only Italian food. We need halal food. I'm telling him, like, look, again, if your boss or your job wants it to be done a certain way, it is what it is. And he says, well, I made suggestions to him and he won't take it or accept it. And I said, if your boss doesn't want to take your suggestions, right? You go to your boss, you make a suggestion. If he doesn't want to take it, he has every right to. He's the boss. If he doesn't want to cater halal food, It doesn't mean he's being unfair to you or unfair to Muslims or whatever, right? And he just kept going on and on about, my boss won't take the suggestions. I don't like his system. He won't listen to me, which I find ironic he says that, because you say he won't listen to you, right? But you won't listen to him because Allah is your authority, apparently. So what about him though? Is he allowed to service a God as well? How come it only applies to you and Allah? How about you just listen to what your boss tells you, bro? So we find out in the conversation, right? So during his rants and his tirades, he works 2 jobs, okay? His second job, he told me he got suspended from. He works at the airport, by the way. He got suspended from his job because somebody, he told me word for word, he said somebody felt threatened by him. I said, and I didn't pry too much into it, and I didn't ask what happened because he was saying this in the middle of a long rant. So I'm just letting him yap. But to be suspended from your job at the airport, that's kind of, you got to really screw something up, at the airport, especially for allegedly being threatening to somebody. It's not a good look. And it's funny, it's not a good look considering what you're saying about how you can't listen to what authority says at the other job you have with the catering. Whatever, right? I didn't argue about it. I didn't argue against it anymore. Like if he says Allah can't make him throw away food, if he says Allah can't make him listen to authority, you know what? Why I'm not going to argue with the guy about it. That's just religion. I don't know. So I said, look, listen, bro. Let's talk about the real issue here, okay? Because at this point, we've been on the phone for 1 hour and 15 minutes. Most of it is you making excuses about why you can't follow directions because it interferes with your faith. It's weird because I don't know a single Muslim who acts this way besides him. So what is you talking about? I'm not about to listen to what my boss says because Allah is my authority. Dog, what am I listening to? And I know some of y'all might take this the wrong way or already have. I've been friends with this guy, and rather he's been in the friend group for about 2 years now. I have no issues with him being Muslim, but you're taking it too literally, bro. This is the point I made in the last video too about people taking their religious scriptures and ideologies too literally. And this is what splits people apart. So I said, again, let's talk about the real issue here. Let's go. You went on Facebook, right? And posted something against Jews, Christians, Catholics. And then while you undermined them, you made pro-Islam statements, right? And our friend group is not happy about it because we have Jews and Christians and Catholics in the group who are faithful to their religion. They are hurt by what you said and are looking at you in a funny way right now. So he starts explaining about, Israel and the Jews and Palestine. And I'm like, dude, okay. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I told them, look, you have an opinion and a perspective about what's going on. Fine. But don't be surprised or mad when you openly share it and people feel offended or bothered because they think way differently than you. And I hate when people make this dumb argument. It's free speech. Duh. Yeah, free speech. Of course, free speech exists. The argument is so stupid though. Yes, we all know free speech is a thing, but that does not mean there are not social consequences to what you say. And you may be like, Aku, that doesn't make it free speech. Yes, it does. If you're not persecuted or arrested or whatever for your opinions, it counts as free speech. Private businesses are allowed to moderate what you say on their platform because in America, private businesses are allowed to do that because of ownership semantics. Freedom of ownership is a thing. Free speech means you can share your opinions and not go to jail or be persecuted for it. So, my friend, yes, you are allowed to share that Facebook post about what you said there because you have free speech, but people will react to it. And depending on what it is, they are free as well to react in a way they wish to react. If they're offended, then they're offended. They have the freedom to feel that way. If what you posted is considered offensive to a race or religious group or political system, there are consequences to this based on how people will feel. Unfortunately, what you posted had consequences to where you're disrupting harmony within our friend group because what you posted goes against other religions. That people who are subscribed to that in our friend group, they're just looking at you differently now. And that's the concern. I'm just looking out for you. In response, he goes on another rant about the Middle East. Again. Like, oh, the Jews and the Palestine, ever since the towers and like, oh my God. And I keep emphasizing this point to him. I get what you're saying. I get it. I understand. But come on, bruh. He's saying he feels the type of way that people are not happy with him. So I said, listen, look, man, how can we fix this? How can we make you happy, bruh? And this is what aggravated me because I rage quit the phone call, okay? And that's completely out of my character. So he starts off like this. Everything is okay, bro. I have no problem with anybody. And I'm like, huh? You just sat here complaining about your boss and about specific people in the friend group who are offended, and that is a problem to you, yet you say you have no problem with anybody? And he's like, yeah, listen, you don't understand. There's no problem I have out there. So what do you mean you want to make me happy? How come you're willing to accept these guys for being who they are, but you won't accept me? And I'm like, huh? Bruh, it's not that we don't accept you. You were in our friend group for 2 years. What do you mean we don't accept you, okay? What you posted just started this whole thing, okay? We just think you're a little bit extra and you're not satisfied with anything. And he goes, well, by Allah's will, one day I'll be the boss at my job and I'll run it with halal food and do this and that. Also, Aku, there's a thing I do in my religion to feel the pain of Prophet Muhammad, where I bang my chest violently. I can't post videos about that online? I said, first of all, you never even did that. But if you did, you're missing the point. That is way different than attacking other religions, other political systems. Then he said, I should be allowed to preach my faith and post about it on Facebook. I'm a predominant figure on Facebook. I have 5,000 followers. And I said, okay, I got to go, bro. I'll talk to you guys later. And I hung up the phone call. I couldn't take it anymore. Everything we said to him, he had an excuse for. And he can't do it because Allah. Nobody told him he can't have faith or opinions. So since the phone call, I'm not going to lie, I've been mad about it this whole week. I've been like ranting in my head about it because I like I said, it's out of character for me to be like to hang up a phone call. I don't really get mad in person. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm very nonchalant. I'm very timid. I'm very soft spoken. You know what I'm saying? I'm non-confrontational. Like so that's why I got called in the phone call to do that group call, because like my friends know that I'm very laid back with stuff. So you know what happened? Some of my other friends ended up knowing about this. I spoke on the phone with some of them and they're also furious with them too. Even the people who weren't offended by the message. Why? Because this dude went and called everybody about this and was met with the same pushback as I gave to him. So imagine everyone in your friend group is telling you that you're wrong here, that you're being a little bit extra, you're being a little bit too extreme with your ideologies and so forth. And you're the only one who thinks otherwise. So I don't think he's going to be around with the group for too long. You know, it's funny because if you paid attention to the story and last video, I never said the thing that he posted on Facebook offended me. I never said that. I would have seen it and moved on with my life. I don't have Facebook, so I just would have seen it and just moved on. It's the fact he's calling everybody, spreading the drama and gossiping to other friends about everything. And then when one friend doesn't agree with him, he just calls the next guy and tries to do the same thing. But nobody's rocking with it. If I tried to make him understand and like, listen, maybe, you could have just maybe even just said, hey, sorry if whatever I posted offended you guys. I didn't mean to post it maliciously. I just have a strong siding with the Middle Eastern conflicts. He doesn't even really want to do that. His boss is also annoyed about that post on top of the catering issues and not wanting to listen to authority because I got to answer to Allah for that. Allah is my only authority. I don't have the boss, even though you have a boss. Like, do you guys think it's right to cut him off at this point? I've never met somebody like this before. I've met people who are very religious and stubborn about it, but he's so stubborn about it, it's affecting his job, bruh. And again, I don't know what happened with the airline thing, with the airport thing, how he got suspended, okay, for apparently being a threat to people, threatening. I don't know what that is, okay? But listen, it's affecting his relationships with his friends. I feel he disrupts the harmony of our group. it might be just time to cut him loose. This is the point I made in the last video about this. Religion really splits people apart, especially when you shove it in everyone's face. Not everyone is down for that. Same with politics. But it is what it is. Let me know what y'all think. This episode is found on Spotify and YouTube. Times Square.
Nightmare 7 a.m. in the morning though. No surprise. Times Square's you and I under those lights. No disguise. Don't tell me everything you wanted was a lie. All those city lights, it's an endless night. Never expected you to bring me so much life. Close my eyes too long, then it's time to say goodbye. Let's dance all night until the stars don't show glow. Till the sunrise, then we go solo. Making up for all the times that we were low. Let's make some memories before we do go. Let's dance all night until the stars don't show glow. Till the sunrise, then we go solo. Making up for all the times that we were low. Let's make some memories before we do go. Caution. Wait a moment, keep my heart locked away, it's filled with emotion. Gave the key to you, right in front of you is open. Hey, try your best to not leave it broken. Oh, it's been a while since you know it's frozen.